the intro?
Yes.
Or are you doing an intro?
No.
I thought we're supposed to do this together.
Welcome to the Samantha Toast.
No, you can never
burnt.
do the intro properly. We've done this so many times.
Okay, welcome to the Burnt Toast.
No, it's actually
podcast.
Slightly Burnt Toast.
Shit, okay.
Well, you guys can tell, like, we haven't been recording for some time. When was the last time we recorded an episode?
I don't know. It's been a few months. I think we got so busy with just like stuff.
Just stuff, and then we just got back from traveling.
Yeah.
So I think the last episode we recorded was probably like at least a month and a half ago, which was, yeah, you're right, quite a bit of time.
I thought it was more than a month and a half ago.
You
I don't
think
know,
so?
either way.
You know what, you guys? We're
Time
trying to
flies.
do this thing where now that we've gotten used to recording podcasts and just like speaking into the microphone, we're going to try our very best to do this almost in real time. So instead of us posting an episode that we recorded like 3 months ago, which we did this year because we're testing things out, we're actually going to be recording and then posting. So that's just a lot more work for me, not
It's
that
a
much
lot of
difference for
pressure.
you.
Yeah, I mean, we can also hire your brother to maybe just like edit the audio for us.
We do, but I'm also kind of type A. I'm very particular with my edits.
Well, you need to let your business scale to a certain degree,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah, I probably should.
and your brother needs work experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Well, if
Gen
he's
Zs
tuning
might
into
be funny
this,
about,
you
like,
might get a job.
couple- Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I don't know.
anyway, welcome back to another episode of Slightly Burnt Toast. We're in December. How crazy is that? This year just flew by.
Yeah, I think the last month flew by for us because we weren't here. for
We
most
weren't
of it.
here. Yeah. Okay. There's so much to tell you guys. I feel like we've been meaning to record a podcast because we've just done a lot in a short span of time, but it's just been busy, you know, and so I feel like there's so many things we want to talk to you about, but we're just going to have to really pick one first. But anyway, yes, you're right. We just got back from vacation.
Did it feel like a vacation? I mean, it was fun, but I was so tired by the end of
It's
it.
true. We were very tired. So context, we went to Asia a couple of weeks back. So we went to Malaysia where I grew up. And it was very much like a family trip because my entire family was there. Why are you staring at me like this? Oh, I understand. Just, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway.
I was just staring for the sake of staring. to
Okay,
make
your
you laugh,
eyes went like larger and I was just like,
because I thought it'd be funny.
what would be funny?
Anyway, continue.
Oh, you
We
thought
were-
that you were being funny?
No, I was just trying to make you feel like awkward
Oh.
just by
It definitely
staring.
worked. Like
Just-
you do very well at making me feel awkward. Kind of confused. I look at you sometimes. I'm like, huh? Are you trying to say something to me? Or are you not?
Nonverbal communication. That's like
Okay.
every man's. No, what do you? Yeah, it's like every man's nightmare with their like female partners because one needs to be very verbal and the other is like throwing hints.
I guess.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I guess in a lot of relationships, there's like one person who compensates certain parts. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But anyway, we went to Asia. So we first started the trip. It was like a almost 3-week trip that we had taken, right? Like close
Like
to it.
15 days.
15 days, yeah. And so we started the trip to Malaysia. So that's where I grew up. I was really excited for Albert to see it because it's such a huge part of who I am as a person. And he hasn't gotten to see that side of me because up until this trip, he has never been. And I've been telling him all these amazing things about Malaysia, how the food is better. Like, honestly, after being back, it's true. Malaysia's food is just still the best in the world. I'm biased.
Some of Malaysian food is better.
It's the best. Anyway.
I think there were definitely some dishes where you're like, oh shit, like I get it, but a lot of the other stuff where you're just like, this is not better here.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It's
like there's some stuff like where even if it's like Chinese food or like Japanese food, or you're just like, nope.
yeah,
but,
definitely.
But like when it's a actual local cuisine thing, obviously that country's gonna be better there because they know.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Well, like you can't really get authentic Malaysian food anywhere else in the world because Malaysia itself was kind of like a trading ground for spices back in the day, but also because it's such a beautiful country filled with many different races and cultures. And I kind of grew up in that environment where everyone celebrated everyone's cultures, and that really translated into the food. He keeps giving me these faces. I don't get it. And so, yes, like authentic Malaysian food, you can really only get it in Malaysia, and it's just, I can't even describe it. It's just so good. But yes, you're correct. Like if you're talking about like Japanese food or Korean food, it is much better elsewhere in the world. Anyway, it was also a family trip. So the rest of my family was there. And it was just really special because Albert got to see a really important side of who I am and what kind of, you know, like what build me to what I am today. And we got to spend some time with my family. And then we went to Korea.
Yeah, actually, like it was really cool seeing you with your old high school friends as well. Because there was such a like different energy like when you're with them. And I don't know, like I guess I know to a certain extent, like I have some friends where you just feel so comfortable with them that you will just say stupid shit or you'll act like goofy and like because you feel safe and like comfortable around that.
Yeah.
And that was very like interesting to see. And I'm glad to a certain extent that you still had those pockets of friends, even though you guys are like on total opposite parts of the world.
Yeah. And I actually didn't notice that until you pointed it out, because maybe this is the Gemini in me, but I adapt based on where I am and the energy that's around me. But also, I do have a Malaysian accent. You just don't hear it here because I mean, I don't know. I just, working in media, I just very quickly adapted to kind of like a North American accent. But in Malaysia, I don't know, like maybe a lot of immigrants do feel the same way as me. Like you grow up in a certain country, you have that accent, and then you move and you kind of like develop a new accent. But then when you go back, you're kind of torn between these two personalities. And for the first half of the trip, I was really trying to figure out what my speaking voice was, because I was kind of going in between a Malaysian accent and a Canadian accent, and it just became like something that nobody really understood what I was like. I didn't even know what I sounded like. But you're right, when I was with my high school friends, I think my Malaysian accent really came out, and I don't think that's something that you've really
It's not even
heard.
the accent thing, like the mannerism changes a little bit when you're with people that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like,
And
like you and one of your friends that we met first, you two definitely like fed off each other, and was just like I could just see like the energy level like going up and up, and we were just already sitting there having like shaved ice. And I was just like, oh
yeah, I
that's
really
cool.
miss that, because it's also one of those things. And we had a really good conversation about just like the intersection of culture. And this could be a really cool podcast episode too. But it's just when you grow up in a certain culture, things like how humor is communicated, your mannerisms and body language is very different. And we had a conversation about like how when I first moved to Canada, I didn't know how to be funny anymore, because in Malaysia I was very comfortable making jokes and I knew how to make people laugh. I knew what my sense of humor was. But when I moved to a different culture where the mannerisms were so different and the language was, well, a language to kind of be funny was a little bit different as well. I didn't know how to be me. So anyway, we'll save that for another episode, because I think that's quite interesting to talk about.
Yeah, no, definitely, for sure. Yeah, and then after that, like we went to Korea. That was more of a family trip because my grandparents were getting old and my relatives have like never met you. So I think it was nice that we actually got to say hi to my grandparents and for you to meet them and like go see the important family members that like I don't want to say like we care about, but like, you know, they're the ones that really matter for us.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I feel like the place that Sam chose for us was like a highly touristy area, but it was like a really fun area because it was so central to everywhere that we wanted to go, like within a 30-minute like transit ride. That if you guys are ever curious, you know, and you've never traveled to Korea before, definitely check out like the Myeongdong area or like Hongdae, Itaewon. Like those are kind of like the pockets where you'll see a lot of like Korean influence and like foreigner influence. They're like the livelier areas. But you know, that was super fun because Sam's never, well, you've been to Korea, but you're really young last time.
Like, well, no, not a baby, but very young.
Yeah. So being able to go there and just like try all the different Korean foods and like go and see other parts of Korea that even like I haven't really seen because I didn't really grow up there was like super exciting.
I love your grandparents. They're so sweet. And also I don't speak Korean, but I was like getting equipped with certain like words like 안녕하세요, like just how to say hello and thank you and stuff. And it was just so funny because I was like memorizing it. But obviously I don't know how to say it properly, but I don't know. It was fun. It was fun. Korea's a really fun place. It's really great for shopping. Yeah, we did stay in a very central location. It was very touristy. But you know what? When we travel, like I like to be a tourist. It's fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, you are
I am
by
a tourist.
definition a tourist. Yes. I don't know. Next time, I feel like if we go, we should definitely do a longer trip because I think there's so many parts of Malaysia that like we didn't get a chance to see.
Yeah.
And same deal for Korea too. Is that like a week is definitely not enough. if you want to see a lot. But like if you want to do multiple like 1 week trips, and you can like pick and choose different areas over time. But yeah, like for a country that is quite small on the map, it feels very large like when you get there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it does. And like we didn't go to Busan. We haven't been to Jeju Island, and I know that those two like locations in Korea are supposed to be really, really fun too. And I feel like we barely scratched the surface of, I guess, some of the places that we did visit, but it was so beautiful. And it was really nice actually to travel close to the holiday season, because I don't think we've done that before.
Oh yeah, we got to see like how all the different Christmas decorations went up and stuff.
Yeah.
And we got to see that like Hyundai Mall like Christmas
market,
like market thing, which wasn't really a market. It was just a Christmas decoration
photo ops. Yeah, there's a lot of photo ops.
I mean, it was pretty, but Sam and I were talking about this, and even my mom, because she came with us and was like, yeah, she wanted to see something like that.
Yeah.
We were all just like tired of waiting in lines just to see like this little one thing.
Yeah.
And it was like cool, but dude, like so many lines in Korea.
There was a lot of, everyone likes to line up. I actually did see a TikTok video where someone was saying like Koreans like to line up for stuff.
Korea is like such a trend positive like country where a new trend will pop up very frequently, and then everybody will just try and take a bite out of it.
Yeah.
So then something popular happens, and that one thing will just get like crazy lines, and people want to be cool and hip.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if is like a great thing, to be honest, but like on that note, it's very frequent where like Korea will have one thing be positive for like 6 months or like, you know, hype, and then people will be
gone.
like, that's old news, and then they'll just jump to the next thing. So
you're not
like,
cool anymore.
Yeah. Like, what's the thing? Labubus?
Labubus. Oh my goodness. Like the power of marketing, because when, I don't know, I think this trend started because one of the K-pop singers decided to put a Labubu on her bag or something like that, and bag terms are like super popular right now. But when I first saw Labubus, I was like, oh, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like, why would
kind of
people
ugly.
buy this? And then by the end of our trip, we were like, let's get a Labubu for our Christmas tree.
Oh yeah, because everywhere we travel, we try and get an ornament for the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So I think we've gotten one from Hawaii, Mexico, Malaysia, and Korea.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know, it's just like our little tradition, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like, it's nice because when you look at certain ornaments in our tree, and we're staring at right now, there is a story behind every single one of them. I'm looking directly at our hand sanitizer, and that was during COVID. So it's a nice little reminder. Sanitize your hands.
Yeah, that's gonna be a history tree in the future, right?
It is. Our kids are gonna be like, why?
What is
Like,
this? Let me tell you stories.
Let me tell you. But yeah, that was, I think, a very special trip for us, because this year is also our 10-year anniversary of being together.
Yeah.
Which is, again, very crazy. A decade of your face.
We're so old.
We're not that old. Like,
so
we met
old.
when we were 22. We're little babies.
I don't know. I think we're definitely getting at that age where life is gonna start speeding up.
Oh, yeah.
Like more so than now. But like, I think something that kind of struck for me was that one of the main reasons we went to Korea this year was because the youngest cousin on my mom's side is getting married. Because he's coming to the US with his new wife, because he got a job opportunity for like a year or so. So obviously that's a great opportunity, so he's taking it. But then in that note, things kind of got rushed in terms of like marriage for like their visa situations. But like when, like the last time I was there, he didn't have a girlfriend.
Oh, damn.
So like now that I went this time, it was like, oh shit, like he's getting married, and his sister and another cousin are like having babies soon.
Oh, there's a lot of babies popping out right now.
Yeah, so I was just like, holy shit, like life is changing, because like everyone's getting a baby. Everyone's at that point in their lives where they're starting a family.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just makes you think about like how fast like life moves, especially when you don't go back to your home country or like your hometown, and then you go like 3 years later and so much has changed with like the people that you used to know and stuff.
Yeah.
Like for you, especially in Malaysia, I feel you're like, there are some friends where you're like, I didn't know you got married.
I know. And some of them have babies. I'm like, what? How much has happened? But anyway, I'm really excited for the decades to come, and I'm happy I get to do life with you.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Mwah. Yeah. That's a full-on bread take. We are slowly toasting this. Like,
Ooh la la! What
by the
will
end of
happen
it,
after?
we will just be charcoal and then we'll crumble into dust.
Basically.
That's a
But like I've
philosophical
always
take.
been a sentimental person when it comes to like the holiday season. It's like my favorite time of the year, and the New Year is always feels like a fresh start for me. And I'm just really grateful that the past 10 years we've grown up together, but also our travel styles are it complements each other, which is quite nice because we
Yeah.
didn't really travel together very much before we got married, did we?
Yeah, I kind of wish we did travel more
I
because
know,
like
me too.
you
It's
kind
my
of
fault.
want to know that part of your life is like good before you get married, and then you find out it's not good, and then the marriage just like explodes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So
Yeah, I think we've been very lucky actually because we didn't live together before we got married and we didn't really travel much together before we got married. But thankfully, everything has been great.
yeah, I think the other funny thing too though is that very early on in our relationship, I think we had this conversation where I was very adamant that I want someone to like live with me before we got married, just so that I can understand these things and make sure that we would
Yeah.
be good roommates together essentially and like all that. But you were like, you know, super traditional like Asian marriage in terms of like I'm not fucking moving in until we're married kind of deal.
That's true. And you know what? We can save this for another podcast episode because I would like to justify or explain why and like why now after we're married I still do kind of believe in it. But anyway, we can leave that for another day. But I do want to talk about our travel styles because Albert and I do have quite different styles of traveling, but I don't know, like it just happens to like we're lucky that it actually meshes really well together. How about you share what your travel style's like?
Yeah. I mean, I like to take it a lot slower. I think for me, I don't plan to the extent where like I need to go somewhere and then go to the next place super quick. And I know for some trips I haven't been like that, but like if I was traveling on my own, I would probably like pick a destination and get there and just like stick around until I just felt like moving on to the next place. So like a good example is before I met Sam, when I was backpacking through Southeast Asia, like every North American does this
Like
shit.
every North American. Yeah, I do not like as someone who grew up in Southeast Asia, I'm like I don't get like don't be offended, but I told Albert this too. Like I was like I don't get all you white people like want to travel here.
Like, there's so much to see in BC, and even for us, like we don't think about traveling in BC, right?
Yeah.
But realistically, I could travel in BC and see so many things. So it's probably just like that idea of you don't want to check out your own backyard, no matter how big your backyard is. I don't know. Maybe it's like a human psychology thing of like wanting to go somewhere exotic and like fun, like super different. But yeah, but like Thailand, I remember I had a rough idea of like where I wanted to go, but I remember it was just like went to Bangkok, met a couple people. They were like, yeah, we're going up north. I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll take along. That sounds like fun.
Did you
Stayed
get
there
chased
for
by
a week.
ladyboys at one point?
Yeah, that was down on the islands. Oh, that was so weird. Yeah, the party islands are not. They're okay.
Well,
It's
we
just
can't
like-
just
it's
leave
like a
people
bunch of
hanging.
rowdy,
I can't
like-
just say like you were chased by ladyboys and then just not tell them the story.
Well, yeah, no, I mean we can. I'll get to it.
Oh, you get
Yeah,
to
I'll
okay.
get to it. Actually, no, we're talking about travel styles, so I don't need to get into specifics, right?
No, but now everyone knows you got chased by ladyboys. I would be
Well,
like,
now it's
come
like
on,
a
let's-
mystery.
let's-
Maybe I'll tell it in a future story. You just need to listen
You'll
to
just
it.
have to subscribe and follow along because maybe
Yeah.
one episode he'll share.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it was like definitely one of those things where, when I was up north, someone was like, we're going to the South Islands. And I was like, oh, sweet. And then I remember landing in like Phuket at, I don't know, like midnight. And it's like, where do I go? Found a hostel, thankfully. And then the next morning, I think it was just like, my initial vibe was like, this place is weird. I'm going to go. So I bought like a boat ticket and then just like went to the next island. And I think it was just like, I'll spend a day here, see how it is. And then if I didn't like it, I just go to the next one.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I found like the climbing beach, like Riley and Tonsai. That place was super cool because I was like, stay there for a night. I was like, okay, this is like pretty sick. So then I ended up staying there for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
which was like a third of my entire trip. So, because of that, I probably lost opportunities to go see a lot of other different places. But I think that's just like my style. It's just like if I want to stick around, I want that flexibility to just like stick around.
Yeah, you were having fun.
Yeah, but
That's
now I have a
like-
job and family and responsibilities, and
Sam. Ugh.
I can't just quit.
Now I gotta bring my wife. Ugh.
No, I don't mind that. It's just like I can't just quit work.
Yeah, fair. I get it. Like your style is just like you kind of go with the flow and you kind of suss it out. Like you don't put too much planning into it because you kind of just want to experience it and see like, hey, if this fits, or hey, if it doesn't fit, then you'll kind of move on to the next. But that kind of like, it's like the beauty of like young solo travel, you know.
I think it's also the lack of responsibilities at the
the
time, 'cause,
carefreeness of it all.
like, I have to pay rent, or to a certain extent, like for this mortgage and stuff, right? But obviously, like back then, all I had to worry about was, you know, grocery, food, and rent. But I was staying at my parents' at the time for that summer, and wasn't moving out. So I remember getting back, not that trip, but the next trip after that, just before I met Sam. And I went to India and Sri Lanka with my buddy Stu. And when I got back, I literally had like $0 in my account.
Yeah.
And I was just like looking for work, you know, trying to figure out where I can start getting some money, because I was transferring to SFU at the time. And the student loan money didn't come in yet. So I was like, how do I like pay for rent and like all that shit? So I couldn't even start looking for rent because I had no money to even like, you know, put up as an offer. And I remember, like there was this job opportunity in Metrotown for like a sales / like fundraising position, which is where I met Sam.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking like, oh fuck, like I don't have money for gas to like get there.
Yeah.
So Abbotsford has like a lot of cool, like, I'm sorry, I don't know about cool, but they're berry farms, like blueberries, raspberries and stuff. And, you know, back then you would just find a job on Craigslist to be like, come pick berries, and like you'll earn lots of money, right? Obviously you don't earn that much money. But I remember spending like 5 or 6 hours one day just being like, I need gas money. So I just emailed, was like, I'm gonna stop by tomorrow, pick some blueberries, and like made like $30 and paid for gas.
Yeah.
Interviewed the next day, drove all the way to Metrotown.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
But kind of
I don't
exciting.
think I can do that now though. Like I feel like I wouldn't be comfortable doing that now.
For sure. But like it's definitely a good story to tell, and also it says a lot about your personality, which I do like. But it's just like the carefreeness of it all. It's just like we'll just figure it out as we go. We'll make a good movie.
Yeah, back in the day. I don't know. I figure it out as you go. The mentality is definitely like easier when you're younger.
Oh, for sure. When you have less responsibilities, except for just like staying alive.
Yeah, like once you have a kid, you can't just figure it out.
No, don't do that. But yeah, if you got that $30 and you found your way to the rest of your life. Me.
Thanks. I actually don't know why I didn't ask my parents for $20.
I know. Your parents would have given it to you.
Yeah, I was already borrowing their car. So
Do they know this story?
I don't know.
Oh my
I'm
God.
pretty sure they do, because my parents, for a lot of high school, I was very like, I just want to work and earn my own money like part-time to pay for like stuff. So like, aside from the first car that my parents helped me buy, and I have this memory that my dad bought me a PS3 one year, because
I
was
sick.
working at McDonald's, and I was like, hey, like I have enough to like buy it, but like my debit card isn't letting it pay for like the PS3. So I asked my dad to come and pay it for me, and then I'll pay him back. And I think he was just like so proud of me that he just paid for it and was like, you have to pay me back. And I was like,
Yeah. He was probably so proud that you like
Rewards.
worked for it and you were able, you wanted to pay for it. So, I mean, like, I would have done the same.
that was a fond memory. Yeah.
That's really sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, tell the listeners about your travel style.
So I'm like the polar. Actually, no. I think the reason why we travel really good together is because I'm not the polar opposite. I am the opposite, but I'm not like the extreme opposite. So let me explain myself. I am a type A personality. I like my spreadsheets. I like planning. I like having a plan A and a plan B. I don't like being stranded anywhere, but it's also like feel like a lot of women understand this, because as much as I would love to travel like you, husband, I can't, because I can't find myself in a random village in the middle of Asia that feels weird, and hope to God that no one hurts me, right? So there's always that fear as a woman, where you want to be carefree, but you can't be completely carefree.
Yeah.
So, but that aside, my personality, I just like planning things. I like being prepared. But the reason why I think we work is that even though I like making my Excel spreadsheets, I like planning things out, I like buying things in advance for trips, I always like to be spontaneous. Like, as long as I have a bare bone plan of like, hey, what do we do today? There's like a list of stuff that we pre-prepared that we can do. Like, I'm fine with going with the flow. I actually enjoy going with the flow very much, which is why I think, like, if you guys tune into my New York solo episode, I was talking about like how like wonderful that trip was, even though I was like sick, but it was like a wonderful trip because I had so much fun. Just like you said, I would go somewhere and I'm like, if I like it here, I'm just going to continue reading my book here. Or if like, oh, I don't feel this cafe, I'll just like walk on somewhere else and like see a different part of the city, right? So I do like that aspect of being spontaneous, and like if you sit at a beach and you love it, you just stay there. So I think that's where kind of like both our travel styles kind of mesh really well.
Yeah. And my travel style is also quite flexible too. So
yes, you're not like
there is
anal
something
about
that
it.
you really want to do, or if anyone wants to do, I don't know if it's like me being flexible, but me just not thinking ahead at the same time. Because anytime Sam was like, what do you want to do today? I'd be like, I don't really care. Like,
Well,
let's just do what you want to do.
Which I think like kind of works out for me too, because as much as I plan, again, like I am flexible. Like if you're like, oh, can we just stay here? Can we just do this instead? I'd be like, sure. Like I don't have a checklist of stuff that I must do in order for me to have a good trip. I just want to be prepared. I think that's pretty much it. Because like when we were in Hawaii for like our vacation, we were just kind of at a beach on the North Shore. And I think we had like something else we could go to, but we were like having such a great time just relaxing there. You were just like taking a nap, and I was like, just take a nap. Let's just like sit, and like whenever we want to go, we'll just go. Do you remember we were on the moped and we just stopped by a beach?
Oh yeah, that wasn't the north though.
Was it not?
No, we went along the southern east coast.
Oh, I don't know directions. So.
Yeah, that nap was really nice though.
It was really
I
nice.
forget what the beach was, but it's like on the list of like top 10 beaches, which
I have no idea.
But yeah, no, man, Hawaii's beautiful. Anyway, I don't want to get political with or like economical with the whole tourism.
Oh yeah, like let's not. It's a carefree episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful country.
Yeah, I think that's why we work really well together. It's because like we're technically we do want the same things out of traveling somewhere.
Yeah,
I just like to plan.
I think it's that because we don't have the style of. I mean, this kind of sound like kind of partially racist, but I don't know. Okay, maybe not racist, but you know, like when you travel, there's like the super Chinese way of traveling, right?
Oh,
where you
like
get on like a tour bus and you just go, right? You stop at this one landmark, you take some photo, click,
yeah.
walk around for 30 minutes, and you hop on and you go to the next one. It's like that type of traveling just like seems asinine to me because you're seeing it, but you're not like seeing it.
Right, you're just there to take a photo and then leave. Yeah. And I've been anyway, you're completing a thought, so I'll let you finish.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like that it's not just I think they kind of refer to or tie it back to like Chinese tourists, but that's definitely not the only scenario. Like if you think of like a young person, it always comes down to a young person or like anybody who hasn't like traveled or don't get a lot of opportunities to travel, and they have a limited number of funds, so they feel the need to go and see as much as they can, because the chance that they might come back is like very slim, right? If they have that mentality or that is their reality.
That's true, because my sister's like this currently because she's also in her mid-20s, but I was like this when I first started traveling. So you're correct, because when you first start traveling, like you don't have a lot of money, and so when you get to travel, you're like, oh my god, okay, I need to make the most of this trip to make my money worthwhile. So you have this. That's when I had the checklist. I'm like, we need to go to like all these spots. But now, like you're right, like as you get older and your income increases, you're able to be like, no, I want to go on a vacation to be on a vacation instead of like checking things off a list because I'll come back here one day.
Yeah. Although I do want to agree that this might not be the case for everyone as they get older, right? Like, as you get more responsibilities piled on you, you might not get that income. And I'm only saying this because like my parents don't travel that much, because my dad has like the chronic back pain and like all that stuff, and of course they're kind of older now, right? But it's not the only people, like persons I've heard that have had this case. Like when you get older, you might have the money but not necessarily the means or the flexibility to go travel. So like I get it when someone's like, there might not be another opportunity to be where I am again, like traveling. But
well, you can look at it this way, like you want to be in the present moment and you want to enjoy things when they're good, right?
Exactly. So not bashing that type of traveling. I get it, but I guess the style is just different.
It's just different. The holiday season just brings out all the feels. Like, I don't know, like ever since you met me, like you've known this about me, like the holidays are such like a special time for me because Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year. I love it more than my birthday. But also I'm someone who's very like cheesy when it comes to just reflecting on the year. I like to reflect on growth, reflect on like good things that I've done, and just like be grateful that the people we love are around and they're healthy. And then I just like the idea of turning a chapter and being able to start a fresh year, not knowing the person that I would be like at the end of the year. It's very exciting for me. That's why I get really sentimental with like vision boarding and like writing your resolutions, which I know a lot of people are like not very into anymore.
Oh, are people not into like New Year's resolutions now?
No. When I bring it
changing.
up, when people are like, "Oh, you still resolutions," but like I look at it as more like intentions. I think I switched the word from resolutions to intentions. I just like to set intentions for the year, because for me it like helps to direct me in the year, like what I want out of it, to direct my energy. And then I don't know, I find it very enjoyable.
Interesting.
I tried to make Elbert do a vision board with me last year. It was funny.
I guess I've never really done it too much. I tried it, but like the problem was that there would be, I don't know how to describe it. Anytime I set like a large goal like that, my brain just kind of like trails off to the side. Like the habit thing, right? Like I'm not that great at making a long-term habit stick, which is totally something I need to work on. But I do agree, a lot of like very successful, great people have always said that having a goal is like very important.
Well, I just personally like it. Like I'm just someone who like writes letters to herself like a year before for my future self to read, like stuff like that a lot of people probably think is kind of weird, but I enjoy it. It helps motivate me.
I mean, if past me ever wrote a letter to me, it would just be like,
"You still alive?"
You're still my immediate thought would be like, "What the hell were you doing that you would write me this letter?" Like,
like what the fuck?
Like, what were you going through, man?
Oh my god, maybe we should write each other letters for our future selves. That'd be so funny.
Oh, that was the whole like time capsule thing that people used to do, where they would bury a time capsule for 10 years.
Well, not 10 years, too long, but let's do that this year. Actually, it'd be kind of fun. Like I'll write you a letter for like next Christmas, and you can write me a letter for next Christmas.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
But I think one thing this year that I'm really proud of us is that we started this podcast. We started recording in February.
This was a goal that we had. I guess the goal wasn't specifically a podcast, right? It was just that we created something together.
Because it was something that we had intended to do for a long time. We just couldn't find something that was authentic to us and that would be something we both enjoyed doing. And I think last year I had put like a podcast photo, like a photo of a microphone in my vision board. And then like you were down for it. We started recording and planning things out in late January, and then started recording in February this year. And we lasted this long, and I think, I don't know, I think that this is a very special time for us as well. It's fun that we get to sit down and do this together.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it was definitely not as complicated as I thought it would be.
That's because I'm doing all the editing.
Yeah. God bless. Thank you. Yeah,
it's not complicated.
Obviously it's not so complicated for me. I'm literally just sitting here and like having conversations and be like, that was it. I don't do any of the posting. I don't do the scheduling.
But you're
Sam's already
supportive.
she's got the Instagram account with like the ads and like not ads, I don't know. You post stuff.
You know what though? People come, I guess for me as in like because of the marketing, but they stay for you.
Hell yeah.
Every single person that has come up to me since the start of our podcast is like, oh my God, Albert's so funny, or oh my God, Albert's voice is great. He's so funny. I tune in to see what he has to say. And I'm like, I'm just here, guys. I'm just the catalyst. It's fine. It's fine.
I guess a good goal that we could have with this is to be positive role models.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'd just be ourselves and hopefully that's positive. And
Yeah, I hope so too, but I highly doubt that I mean, I know that I could be a positive role model, but I definitely say some stuff where you're like,
You know what? In this world that we're living in right now, especially for young men, young boys, they need a role model that's
It's so weird when you say young
decent.
boys.
Well, okay, now you made it weird. Anyway.
No, because I'm like a boy is like a young
man. Okay, fine, whatever. Boys.
Boys.
Young boys. They just
Yeah.
need someone else to listen to besides the garbage that's out there currently.
Yeah, honestly though, like
So
I think someone pointed this out is that like you need role models, and if you don't have a positive role model in your life, then you end up gravitating to anyone that looks like a role model.
yeah,
I think social media is definitely like exacerbated
it's
this
made it
like
easier.
whole issue, right? Of
Yeah.
like discovering echo chambers with messages that might not be that positive, or even like critically thinking, and then you just become this sheep.
Yeah, you just become a sheep, impressionable young mind. So
Yeah.
we do our best to just be us and just have conversations that, you guys enjoy listening to. And we are so thankful throughout this year for the support in person or online every time you tune in. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hope that you get a laugh. You turn this on when you're cooking, or you turn this on when you're cleaning your house, and you just have a little laugh and enjoy the company that we provide. And hopefully next year we start filming this thing.
Yeah.
So that you can see our
God,
wonderful
we need to clean
faces.
our apartment.
Our apartment is very small. So I don't know.
I mean, it's
we'll
not
try.
that small.
It's not that small. Okay, fine. It's
just
a decent size.
It's cluttered.
It is
Like
cluttered.
we need to get rid of or organize stuff a bit more.
Yeah. Figure out where to put the camera and everything. But that will be a fun little
and
goal.
Like 10 candles.
10 candles. Yeah.
Like Sam got this. She partnered with this like furniture company, and they made her like furniture of her choosing, right? I mean, she didn't design it. It was just like something on the catalog.
Yeah.
But it is a nice chair. It's super comfortable. But we haven't sat on it because she also bought like 4 other pillows, and
I'm
it's
sorry.
like half the couch is taken up by pillows. So now to like stretch, you kind of need to move pillows off the couch and then stretch, and then after you gotta like move all the pillows back.
I'm sorry. So like my measurements were off. I thought the pillows would be half the size of what they actually were. So now we just like have pillows just everywhere.
No,
I
mean, okay, like the size themselves are fine. It's just we already had
quantity?
4 pillows, so you didn't need to get more.
But I had a gift card anyway. Yeah, we need to figure out how to declutter the space. Maybe that weird time in between Christmas and New Year where people just don't know how to function or what to do with themselves. So we'll see. We'll find something for us to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Let's figure our lives out.
Anyway, it's the holiday season. We just want to thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and for your support. We hope you continue listening to us. Find us on the socials. Do you have any words to end off 2024 as we go into the new year?
Merry Christmas and holiday. We know
Merry
whatever you
Christmas.
celebrate. If you guys don't agree with what we ever talk about, would love to argue
Well, actually, that's
or
true.
debate, because it's like a good learning moment. But
That is true. Albert is such a big fan of debates, and he tries to debate with me about like really deep topics, but he chooses like the weirdest time. Like when we're falling asleep in the middle of the night, he brings up like a weird philosophical question that he knows will trigger an emotional response for me, and then I can't sleep. So somebody, you can leave comments here or like on social, like drop us a DM. I know we're still fairly new, but like leave us some like feedback or comments so that he actually has something to debate too, or else it's just gonna be me.
yes.
You know? So yeah.
But yeah, no, that's it. Just have fun. Have a good holiday.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourselves. Don't let the chaotic world kind of drag you down.
Yeah.
Because, I think now everyone's in a difficult spot in the world. And I think we just have to realize that every generation has been in a difficult spot at one point or the other. And we are not unique.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's going through something despite what you see in the surface. You never know what someone's going through, especially during the holiday season. It brings a lot of different emotions for different people. Sometimes it's good emotions, sometimes it's not so good emotions. So we hope that you take care of yourself, however that looks like, self-care.
And others around you too.
And others around you, yeah. Whether they're strangers or not.
Yeah. Do your best.
Do your best.
You don't have to be
I think
perfect.
That's a good tagline, Sam. Do your best. If you go to family dinners, all the different personalities, if you're by yourself, if you're traveling, if you're reflecting, just do your best.
Yeah. I will just call this a slightly burnt toast taste. Taste. Slightly burnt toast take is we don't expect perfection.
No.
And you probably won't be perfect.
No.
But you can do your best.
Yeah. And that's all that matters.
And if you fail, then, your best.
Well, no,
led to
you're
failure.
shit out of luck.
You just need to try harder next time.
You just gotta try harder. All right. So let's wrap up our last episode of the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.
See you next year.